I was wrong. Well, kind of. I actually never gave up on My Hero, and I even have a full video from 9 months ago explaining why you shouldn't either. But even then, I wasn't fully convinced. What drew me in originally to this new season of My Hero was the villain backstories. Each one was increasingly dark and interesting, but when it came to the heroes, I didn't have much interest. Deku just seemed like a crybaby, Bakugo was always angry, and Todoroki was probably my favorite, but I still wasn't invested. The show was enjoyable, and personally I liked it more than most, but the characters just weren't fleshed out enough. There's such a large cast of characters that in a way I don't blame the anime, but I need a stronger appeal. The show very clearly draws in a younger audience, and that's okay if that's what you want, but it's not what I expected nor what I see the potential of going into a shonen anime. There was points like the character of Stain or Todoroki's backstory that would tell me otherwise, but then we go back to the friendliness of the show. It seemed that My Hero was just this cartoonish shonen made for kids, but I was wrong. This 6th season developed so much. From Deku to All Might, so much changed. The hero finally lost a battle and reparations were taken. In the past, Deku was overshadowed by All Might. Even his colleagues like Todoroki had a more interesting story, but now the pressure is on. The people need a hero. There's no more All Might to save the day, and Deku will prove what it really means to be a hero. Despite advocating for the anime, there were two specific things that I was wrong about. The first thing was that All Might should have died after winning his battle with All For One, and the second is thinking that Deku's character was underdeveloped and weak. To start with All Might, it was really annoying to me that we had this vessel of a hero just walk around looking like a crackhead. I mean, it felt pointless. Of course, he should be there as Deku's mentor, but that could have been done through Deku's memories, just like all the other past users. But the latest episodes to come out proved otherwise. All Might still has so much left to do. He's not the physical symbol anymore, but he has to guide his successor. He has to learn what it means to truly pass down One For All. For him to die in that battle would also mean speeding up Deku's character, which is originally what I wanted. In many ways, I used to think that Deku was annoying. He has that Naruto aspect of only being kind, which I respect, but it doesn't help when he just cries all the time as well. This was supposed to be All Might 2.0, and I questioned how he would follow in those footsteps, but now I'm starting to see how. Deku's character just needed time. He was pretty soft and not nearly as powerful in the past, but at the same time he was just a high school student with an immense weight on his shoulders. And I'm so glad that the heroes finally lost a battle. One of the most important things for a hero to do is lose. And I don't mean just a one-on-one battle or lose one person that they may have known. I mean they have to face defeat. One of the greatest movies of all time in The Dark Knight and the Batman series in general, including the most recent film in the franchise, has Batman losing. In each installment in the franchise, we see our hero backed into a corner. Cities are destroyed, the faith of people are taken. But it's at this point where we see what a true hero is, how they respond to it, their attitude, and overall resolve to saving this broken city. Deku is finally in a position to make his own name. He's not just All Might's successor anymore. He's set up perfectly to become that symbol that All Might was, to restore hope to these people that have none left. Now, despite the show picking up, I've seen a lot of hate for it.
Try and sit down and read something like My Hero, for example. It's just like,
It's because whenever fucking Bakugo talks, it feels like 900 volumes. You just like, God, stop this character from doing anything, please. He ruins the show so much.
Actually, I caught up to the latest.
Why?
Why? I caught up to the latest. What season are we at right now?
We're at five, right?
season 6.
What the fuck?
Even though I'm poking fun at it, I can see where the hate is coming from. My Hero fans, a lot of you guys are tenacious in the sense that no criticism is allowed, but I'm on your side. I personally love the show right now. But when I think of those earlier seasons, I can see why people hate on some of it. A huge example is the concert arc, which I even hated on in my last My Hero video. Now that I'm caught up, I do see that there was some use to it. The concert arc was developing a couple of the side characters and building a bond between them. But with all due respect, I could care less about most of these side characters.
What's that, Sam song? Yep. Bitch, don't nobody want that weak ass shit.
I know some of them could be your favorite character, but to me, it comes down to the main cast and the frontrunners of the show. Like I said before, there are just so many side characters that I don't have attachment to. And that doesn't cause any problems until you create an entire arc focused around them. And it's not something big like a showdown with villains, but it was just a concert arc. And it doesn't help that My Hero fits into the shonen category, because not only are there endless past shonen to compare it to, but there are brand new ones that may end up being all-time greats. And their MCs when compared to Deku are simply not the same. Like in Chainsaw Man, Denji is a breath of fresh air. He's a main character unlike any we've ever seen and extremely rooted in reality. In a similar way, we have Yuji from JJK, who's just straight up likable. So when you put those three up, it looks like a three-headed dragon with the silly one in the middle. But with all that being said, I think this hate has become outdated. If you truly are caught up to the show, you'd see how much has changed for the better. Deku's character was solidified, the threats are more than clear now, and there is but one purpose left in the show: to become a hero.
The words I needed to hear.
Young man, you too can become a hero.